Okay, I'm going to be looking at every single game that I've ever played, and I'm going to be looking at which ones were the best, like the five best ones I've ever played, and then we're going to be looking at the five worst games I ever played. So I went on backlog.com, which is a website that you can use to catalog all the games you've played. They have like thousands of games on here, and I believe I got most of the games I've ever played on here. 160 titles. All of them I have. All the games I've played that I've formed an opinion on, played enough, or even completed the game I put on here. So we're just going to go ahead and get started with what I believe is the best game on this list. My number one on my top five is going to have to be Minecraft Java Edition, man. If you ever watched my most played games list, you know that this is my most played game of all time. And specifically the Java edition of Minecraft. I'm not talking about Bedrock. I'm not talking about the version before Bedrock that was on consoles and like Xbox edition or whatever it was called. I'm talking about Minecraft Java edition, which is only on PC, Macs, and fucking Linux. I don't know what the fuck Linux is, but on, you know, computers basically. So the reason why I think Minecraft Java Edition is the best game possibly ever made is because of how basically just how many times you can play through the game and get a fresh experience, and just how long you can play the game for before you get bored. I mean, it is pretty easy to get bored. I think the core gameplay mechanics of the game is not the greatest, but it's serviceable. And I think it's a game that literally anybody can pick up and play, no matter the age or whatever. So I think that this game, since it's so easy to get into, it's on every freaking platform imaginable, or at least Minecraft itself. But Java Edition is on PC, and what really makes Java Edition a cut above the rest is mod support. With mods, you can completely transform the game of Minecraft. Minecraft is probably one of, if not the most modded game of all time. I don't know what else would be more modded, maybe other than like Half-Life. But yeah, this to me is the greatest game of all time because of just how much time you can pour into this game and just always come back. Like it's literally like I've been playing this game since like 2012, 2013, and I still play it to this day. I literally have a hardcore series on my channel right now playing this game. So it hands down, in my opinion, is the best game I've ever played, and I think it is flawless for the most part. But with mods, makes it infinitely better as well with the different layers of the game that you can add to it and just completely transform the game from what it originally was. So, like I said, this takes my top spot for the best game of all time. Next up, we're going to go with Elden Ring here. The reason why I think this is the second best game I've ever played is because the game has almost unlimited replayability with the sheer number of different builds and weapons you have. The RPG elements are amazing. I'm a huge fan of Souls-like games, and this is just the culmination of everything From Software has made to this point. Since Demon Souls, which came out in like what 2008, to Elden Ring, which came out in 2022, they literally had been trial and erroring all these different mechanics, and finally, culminating into Elden Ring, which, according to From Software, the director of From Software, whoever Miyazaki, he literally said that this isn't even the perfect game in his opinion. There's still things that he can improve on, which I do agree with. I do think that the bosses do tend to repeat quite a bit. Gank fights that do not need to even be there. I do think that there are some quest lines that are just super tedious to get done because of just how you have to like basically look up a tutorial on how to do it to even figure out how to proceed with the quest line, or you're just missing out on extra content. And I think Shadow of Erdtree was a really good expansion of the game, and I think it was probably the best DLC to come out last year in 2025. I think it was the best DLC to come out and one of the best DLCs I've ever played. I just love this game. I have hundreds of hours poured into this game, and I still enjoy it every time I play through it. It's such a long game. It's such a full. It's not like an open world where like they try to boast about how big it is and most of the world's empty. The world isn't big, but it's vast with many different things going on. Every nook and cranny of this game, for the most part, is thought out and has a purpose. So it's not like an open field in the middle of nowhere that you have to run across. No, like you can find things to do in pretty much every corner of this map, and that just makes it seem a lot bigger than it actually is. I love this game. I really like how FromSoft took their Souls formula and made it into an open world game, and I will continue to be playing this game for a long time until they come up with their next big project. Not sure how I feel about Night Rain yet. We'll see when it comes out, but Elden Ring to me is literally like one of the top games of all time, and it deservedly won Game of the Year in 2022 and a lot of other awards. So that's just my opinion on the second best game in my opinion, so of all time, in my opinion. So yeah. Moving on to number 3, we're gonna go over GTA 5. Now I'm specifically referring to the single player mode of the game because apparently, according to this, the GTA Online game mode is a separate entity. So I'm going to be referring to solely the single player experience of GTA 5, and I do think that it really hits all the nails on the head to make a great game. Most people know Los Santos like the back of their freaking hand. Now, I do think the Xbox One release and the PC release is a far and superior version of the game than the one that released on Xbox 360, but this story is so good. You really get attached to the characters. Each character is super unique and super memorable. Trevor, Michael, and Franklin. So all these characters are super memorable. There's multiple different endings, which there's only one real obvious ending that you must take to keep everyone alive. But if you do the other endings, all of them are pretty sad as well, and you don't even get to play with that character at the end of the game. The interactions throughout the world is amazing. I love how they did Los Santos, and just all of San Andreas is a super awesome map. And what else can I say about this game? The game still looks graphically like good. I do enjoy how the game looks and the environment and how everything, just like the whole art direction they took in this game, is super, super good. Really fits the vibe of the game, and yeah, the story is literally one of the best. And I think Rockstar, they do take a really long time to make new games, but when they do drop a game, it literally pushes the envelope of gaming every single time. I mean, let's look at Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 5, even GTA 4, Vice City, San Andreas. Like, all those games pushed gaming to the next level, and I'm really super excited for GTA 6 when it eventually comes out, even though it's been freaking 12 years since GTA 5 has come out. I'm still excited for GTA 6, and I really hope that it's even close to as good as GTA 5. Maybe that will take the fucking spot for the best game of all time for me, but only time will tell. And it's also the most popular game on the website, oddly enough, and I just think it's a perfect game from everything. I really can't even think of a flaw of the single player mode, but I do think the online mode definitely does have some flaws that definitely make it not a perfect experience. Just saying, I gave it like a 4 out of 5. Let's just call it an 8 out of 10. So to me, GTA 5 is the best game Rockstar has released to this day. So I do think it is better than Red Dead Redemption 2. So this is my pick for my third favorite game of all time. Okay, rounding out the perfect tens. This one's kind of out of left field. I think this is probably going to be the most controversial one, and one that a lot of people are going to disagree with me on. But I think Call of Duty Black Ops, is the best Call of Duty experience that has ever been released. I won't say it's not even close, because I do think there are some contenders. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2019, even though it's kind of a controversial take, that was one of my favorite multiplayers too. But the reason why I put Black Ops as a perfect game is because I really think it did everything right. Like, the story was really good. You're introduced to Mason, Woods, super important characters that are still in the game to this day. Mason, Woods, Hudson, all of them are still in the game. Like, they were even in Black Ops 2. So I don't know about Black Ops 3 and 4, but they're in in those games. So amazing story that started it all. Zombies, literally not a single bad zombie map that I can think of on the top of my head. And they even had Dead Ops Arcade on top of it for a little side mode as well. You know, you got Kino der Toten, Shangri-La, Ascension, Moon, like Call of the Dead. All these maps are so freaking good, and it really popularized the COD Zombies and pushed it to the next level that was established in World at War, which I never played World at War, but you know I've seen gameplay of World at War, and it's just not even close. They really did push zombies to the next level, and then getting to the multiplayer, literally I think is the best multiplayer out of every Call of Duty, from the guns, the class system, COD points, which they turned into a currency you had to pay for microtransactions. Before that, it was just something that you had to purchase guns, camos, and perks and stuff that you earn in a game, and you can wager them in wager matches, like which introduce gun game, sticks and stones, and other freaking wager matches that you can use to wager your COD points for to get COD points back. So it really had like a little bit of gambling mechanic. It also had single, like if you didn't have internet, you could play offline with bots too, which I think was a really, really cool thing to do. Or if you just wanted to like kind of practice and stuff too, you had that option as well. I really don't think there was a single flaw in this game. The guns, the factions, the story, the zombies, all of it just had no downside. So I think genuinely is the best Call of Duty experience that has ever been released, and I literally stand by that. I play this game on Xbox 360, so I really can't speak about the PC and the Wii releases, but on Xbox 360, this was an amazing game, an amazing experience, and yeah, it takes my spot for the fourth favorite game that I have. I think it's the fourth best game I've ever played. For fifth place, I had a lot of options because there was no game on here that I thought was a perfect, like 10 out of 10 game. So then I saw this game and I was like, you know what? With all the flaws of Escape from Tarkov, and I do think that it does have some glaring issues to it, but if you've ever played this game and actually played it for any amount of time really, other than just like playing it and saying it's not for you and leaving, you know how just unique and different this game is. Literally brought the extraction shooter into the limelight. Like if you're thinking of extraction shooter, you're thinking of Escape from Tarkov. The game just has so much depth to it, so many different mechanics that even after 700 hours, there are still things I'm learning about the game. They do have a lot of things that they need to fix about the game in terms of like optimization and balancing the AI, balancing guns, different, and adding more enjoyable mechanics and what's the word for it? Like quality of life changes to the game that could really help it. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to play it online very much because I don't have good internet. I don't want to get kicked out and lose my fucking shit. So, but this game literally made extraction shooters what they are today, and the extraction shooter genre is, not the craziest genre of video games, but it is definitely more prevalent now because of this game. And I think Tarkov has nowhere to go but up as long as they keep improving the game. And who knows, maybe it will be a fucking perfect 10, but I can't ignore the different flaws the game has. But to be honest, I could put thousands of hours. Like there's not a lot of games where I can sit here and put thousands of hours into and still be satisfied with the experience. And yeah, it gives and takes. And I do think BSG has done some pretty questionable decisions with the game, but overall the experience is like none other that you could ever find in any game. And I do think that it is my pick for the fifth best game I've ever played, and might honestly be my favorite game of all time, just because of just how it fits my, I guess, what I want for a game. A deep, addictive experience that is enjoyable for the most part. So yeah. So with that, we are going to be moving on to my least favorite games, and what I believe to be the worst rated games of all time. And we have a lot of stinkers here, so we're going to be going right in with Maximum Football 20. So back in when this game was released, no one's played this game. Literally, only 5 people has said they played this game, and here's the deal with it. So not so long ago, and still to this day, I was looking for a football game that wasn't Madden because I was so fed up with Madden, how they were handling the football game. Like it just was getting worse and worse, or it wasn't changing. So I looked towards Maximum Football, which seemed to be the best or most funded indie football game out. It wasn't very good. It was definitely really rough around the edges. I mean, this is a very small studio, but I think they really should have waited to release this game. It wasn't a very enjoyable experience. They didn't even have American football positions. It just had like Canadian football ones until they changed it, and they didn't have any actual teams because they didn't have the licensing for it. But this was the only college football experience out at the time, and I decided to give it a try, and I really didn't enjoy myself. I mean, I tried to like it. I really wanted to like it. I do think it has some good things going for it. I think the throwing mechanics is good. I think the tackling animations or the physics is good. It's just that's all the compliments I could even give to it because everything else is just so bad. And the game is so easy to like. It's just like you run like one play and you're like absolutely destroying them, and it's it wasn't a good time. I mean, it was the only college football experience at the time, and I bought into it, and I wanted to support them. I want EA to have some competition, so maybe you know these guys could make a good product. But this one was just a kind of a stinker. So my pick for the worst game I've ever played. And next, we're going to be talking about Bigfoot, which was just kind of a game that looked ridiculous. So I decided to play it with some friends. I would probably never play this game by myself because it's just not a fun experience. It's just graphically, it's just pulled straight, fucking Unity assets. Doesn't have like hardly any horror mechanics. The game is pretty repetitive, and it's just kind of a good. It was just kind of a game that was, funny to play with a friend, and that was about it. So, I mean, you just hunt down Bigfoot. You have two options: either prove that he's real by doing a bunch of investigating, or kill him and you win. And that's it. And it was pretty simplistic experience, but it just doesn't have good gameplay mechanics. This game looked like it was made in like 2012 or before that. I mean, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good, and it's not fun. Moving on, we have Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game, which was a game that my brother bought on my Xbox One console, back when the game came out, and I thought, fuck it, I'll give it a try. And it was just not a great experience. See, I'm not really big into Supercross or motocross. I can see the appeal, and I do have a decent liking to racing games, but this game just was so simplistic in literally every single freaking metric. Career mode was so bare bones. There was only a few tracks. The mechanics were fucking basic. It just got boring, so fast. And there's really not much else to say. Graphically, I don't even remember how it looked. I'm sure it looked fine, but everything else was just not good. And I will definitely never be playing this game again, or any Supercross game for that matter, ever again, because it's just wasn't my wasn't an experience I liked. I mean, I guess if you're super into dirt bikes and shit, you could find some enjoyment here, but me, I'm not really into that shit. So when I kind of played it, I was like, okay, this is cool for like 30 minutes, and then I was just like, okay, yeah, this is pretty fucking boring. So, yep, number 3 spot goes to Monster Energy Supercross, the video game, the official video game. We're just gonna lump these farming simulator games into one, and basically, this is my take on Farming Simulator. Can it be fun to play with friends? Yes. Can any game be fun to play with friends? Yes. Doesn't make this a good game. Okay. The game, from a graphical standpoint, seems to have not changed a single fucking bit from Farming Simulator 15 to 19. Like, I don't remember any fucking real graphical changes. They make very minute and small changes, yet it takes them multiple years to release these games, and there's very little changes. I don't know if it's an indie developer or what, but these games just aren't good. The grind is repetitive, and it is a grindy game, and it's just like I mean, farming doesn't even seem like a very interesting thing to do. anyway. So like, why would I want to play a game about it? So I mean, sure, there's some reward to harvesting crop and selling it and earning money and then expanding your farm. I can see that, but it's just not fun. I've tried to play it by myself multiple times, but I've only and not enjoyed it, but I've only played it with friends, and even that gets pretty boring after a while. So, and if it's getting boring with friends, then to be honest, it's not a good game. So, every single Farming Simulator game goes into my fourth spot, or yeah, my fourth spot. And coming in at number 5, we have Madden NFL 19. So we're talking about our second football game, and in my opinion, the worst Madden game to ever be released. This is when I really got fed up with Madden and decided that these games are dog shit, and I don't care about my love of football. My love of football is not enough to even play these games anymore, unless they're released on Game Pass. I do kind of still play Madden 25. I don't like it, but it's free on Game Pass, so I'll play it when I'm getting that itch for football. But I'm a huge fan of NFL football. I have literally 2 Packers posters right behind me, one of Jair Alexander and the other one is just a Packers poster. I'm a huge fan of the Packers, and I catch them every Sunday. Even watched them live last season in Nissan Stadium where they beat the Titans. And my love of football is not enough to make me want to play these fucking shitty ass games. Madden keeps making the same shit because they know they can get away with it, and they know they're going to make a shit ton of money off Ultimate Team, which really earns them more money than anything else they make. Madden Ultimate Team makes them more money than anything else they've ever made, which is kind of crazy to me. So as long as they keep making money and not having to put any effort into the games, they're going to keep on making the same shit. But I do think that the most recent title, Madden 25, is a step in the right direction. But usually with these games, they take one step back or one step forward and like 3 steps back, and they go fall into the same fucking shit of just the same game. They just need some competition, man. Back when in the mid 2000s, like I think is the golden era of gaming, mid 2000s. Back then when they had competition, they were making good games. Now they just fucking suck, and they just they got comfortable with their spot at the top, and really hasn't changed. They have a monopoly on the simulation football, even though it's not simulation at all. So this is going to take my 5th spot for the worst game I've ever played. We got some other games in here. Sons of the Forest, I think, was probably one of my more controversial ones. I did not like it at all. I think the game was pretty bare bones. Destiny 2, can't stand Destiny 2. Dark Souls 2, NASCAR games, Just Cause 4. Like some of these games, like really weren't my style. But and Dear God, I think is the lowest rated game I have on my list, and I thought it was a pretty decent game. Just saying. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. What's your least favorite game? What's your favorite game of all time? Let me know what y'all think about my picks for the best and worst games of all time. And I'd love to hear them in the comments, or you can just shit on my picks. I'm sure y'all have some pretty strong opinions about some of the ones I picked, and I'd love to hear them in the comments. So go ahead and let me know, and I will catch you guys in another video. Peace.